Hey all, Rogue here. So I've got one from you from the in-laws subreddit, and there are two updates to this story. Not sure whether it'll all fit in one video or if I'm gonna have to split it up. My father-in-law just called me at 10 o'clock at night to talk about my mother-in-law, and I'm reeling. So for context, my father-in-law and my mother-in-law are divorced. They have been divorced for at least a decade, if not more. My mother-in-law, from the very beginning of my partner and I's relationship, was not a fan of me and was actively trying to get us to break up. She would also enable my partner's behavior at the time of drinking and telling him that I was being controlling because I wanted him to stop drinking, enabling him in the way of buying him more alcohol when he didn't have money to do so himself. She also would tell him that I was worthless and just dragging him down and he should leave me. Fast forward to a year and a half ago, she physically assaulted me. 2 weeks after that, my husband and I conceived our first child and her first and currently only grandchild. Of course, I didn't want anything to do with this woman, regardless if I had her grandkid or not. Father-in-law and my partner both pretty much asked me to push aside the assault. I said I would if she apologized. The apology I got was, sorry for all the craziness. That was it. But I accepted it and moved on because I was very pregnant and didn't want to deal with it anymore. Before having the baby, I told her on multiple occasions that I didn't want any visitors at the hospital. During every occasion that we crossed her path during the pregnancy, her response was, I'm gonna be there. She also told my partner on multiple occasions that she was just gonna come by and pick me up to shop or to hang out, but then decided not to. She was going to do this without warning and only decided after to tell my partner. 6 days after I gave birth, an emergency C-section, by the way, my partner talked me into letting his family come by. She came by with only food for herself, helped herself to my kitchen, and left a massive mess in my kitchen. Then later bugged us to come by to see her so she could have her only grandchild at least once a week. My partner still wants his mom in his life, and of course his daughters. So we talked about it, and I agreed that if she apologized to me and we set some boundaries that she respects and follows, then I'd be willing to work on our relationship. It took her a total of 2 months after my partner told her this to actually just message me. Then took her a full week to respond to my message back. Simple messages like, I'm ready to talk about boundaries when you are. My father-in-law was informed of these boundaries before we even initially talked to mother-in-law because my partner thought he should know. My father-in-law's initial response was, well, mother-in-law felt like her son was being ripped from her. It was as if, insert OP's baby's name, was in a relationship. Wouldn't you feel the same? OP said, no. Especially not if her partner at the time was trying to have a decent relationship with me to begin with. That conversation went on for a while. Ever since the boundary talk with mother-in-law, I've seen her a total of 2 times. Granted, it's only been like a month. She has messaged me to see me, really the baby, every other week. Oh, pretty much every week. I still don't trust her and am uncomfortable being around her, obviously. So I've made a few excuses here and there, and then we actually got sick. My father-in-law's family, they're Hispanic for context, we're having enchiladas from my father-in-law being back from deployment. We originally weren't going to go because we were still getting over being sick. But today we decided to go because we were all feeling much better. Just a little cough and congestion. Everything went well. This was the first time my baby, who's now 6 months old, got to meet father-in-law's side of the family. My father-in-law called at 10 p.m. I was confused and thought it was an emergency, so I answered. Instead, he wanted to talk about mother-in-law and wanted to know when her boundaries were going to be lifted or lightened because he felt guilty about being able to see the baby more than mother-in-law. Okay, before I even continue, father-in-law and mother-in-law, as you said, have already been divorced for over a decade. Personally, I think father-in-law needs to mind his own business when it comes to his ex-wife because he could find himself in a situation with your husband because he's kind of putting his nose where it doesn't belong. But since I haven't read the rest of it, let's see. I explained that I was uncomfortable being around her due to the physical assault. He went on to say a few things. She says she's going to skip a bunch of it because the story's already too long. He said that the family felt like I wasn't putting in effort to mend our relationship. He said that I speak of accountability, but my partner and I have never been held accountable because we are family. I'm sorry, accountable for what? For the fact that she assaulted you? What accountability are you supposed to take in that situation? I take accountability for being a potential punching bag, thanks. No, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. This sounds like you're about to get gaslit into you are the reason why you forced her to assault you. Nope. Let's see. He also said that I should be holding him to the same standard as mother-in-law because he said some stuff about me too at first. For that one, I asked him if he physically assaulted me or enabled my partner's drinking or bad behavior. He said no. Then went on to ask if I was ever going to work on the relationship. I told him that's not my job. I didn't break the relationship, that I still felt uncomfortable and didn't trust her, and that I wholeheartedly believed that if baby wasn't in the picture, she wouldn't want anything to do with me. He then said it was late and he had to go to bed. Honestly, I don't know what to think or what to do. I didn't do anything wrong. I mean, the lady physically assaulted me in public, for crying out loud.